Hello, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. It is Thursday, April 2nd, 10 to 12, almost lunchtime. I need my cup of joe right now. But anyways, hi, everyone. Today's topic is with conversations come solutions. With conversations come solutions. And people that know me, I use that line a lot, right? And I tell people I can't manage what I don't know. And with conversations come solutions. And last night I was telling my family at the dinner table, and I'm going to expand on that into our system, into government, into business. And at the dinner table, and you've heard me the other day where I mentioned that I want dinners to be around the dinner table every single night if we can. Every single night, just like a Sunday night dinner. And the reason why I say that, and I said that to my family, my father, I'm going to grab my phone here. My father used to always say, hold the phone. Like the phones used to be on the wall right beside the kitchen table. Those, all of you that remember that, the long cords, and that phone was, and we were, like I said, up to 13 in my house. So my parents, my mother had 8, and anyways, blended family. That I was raised in a blended family, and we had a lot of people around the dinner table. And if that phone rang and somebody picked it up and passed it around, my father's voice would come out and say, "Hold the phone," right? And he wouldn't allow us to have a phone at the table. So he was ahead of his time, because today we have this device, right? The smartphone. A lot of solutions came out of this smartphone. A lot of information is shared around the world, and people are getting smarter because of the smartphone. And then there's those that use the smartphone that it's not so smart. And there's an addiction to the smartphone. There's an addiction. And we all know there's an addiction. So whether it's sugar is your addiction, or narcotics, or alcohol, or an addiction is an addiction, right? And if you can't control something, then it's an addiction. And when he used to say, hold the phone, COVID-19 forced me to hold the phone. It forced me to reflect. And at dinner table at night, my family, I do my very best not to. And if I have to take, just like a boardroom meeting, if I can't be there for a certain time, I have to take, I'll ask, can we start dinner at 5:30? Can we start dinner at 6? Right? I try to eat before 7, those that know that lifestyle that I live. But I try to, so I ask, let's like a meeting. You do the same thing in the meeting. You do the same thing. You could adjust, right? But for the most part, I beat the meetings all the time, right? And I try to no phone. And the reason I'm going to that is sorry, there's my sanitizer here. But what I'm trying to get at on that is I told my family that the table, the family table, is like my boardroom table for the family. That's what my boardroom table is. And when I say families, I'm talking your families, your single parent family, your blended family, your separated family that live in group homes. Take that table, your round table, your that's your conversation, your matriarchs, your patriarchs, your heads of families, your heads of whatever. It gives you that opportunity to have those conversations that will spark solutions. You'll get your fights, you'll get your this, and you'll get your that. But that said, you will spark, the solutions will come out of them. And with conversations come solutions. And I remember I've been called Anthony Robbins in my lifetime in some circles. And why? Because I would find solutions. And my thought to that, I would tell people, what's the opposite of not finding a solution? Why would you want that? So yeah, solution. I'm looking behind me now. Like I respect success, and I say that because it comes from mistakes learned, discipline earned, and hard work that was foreseen. I wrote this a long time ago, and I tell this to people. Everybody that I know that are successful in any realm, because they earned it. They earned it in any realm. You know, you're going to say, oh, this was given that. And you know what? Anybody, I can give 1 million people $1 million and 900,000 that would not have $1 million or more. A lot of them would be dead because it takes a special skill. It's called work. It's called discipline. It's called focus. There's a lot of people that what they have, they earned it. Organizations, what they have, they earned it. Whether it's government or a great department, a great something, because they earned it. They earned it, and it comes down to that. And I look at this picture here, and I'm going to go into divisions in a moment to separate not to have divisms, right? To separate that from communication and solutions and that. And I look at that. And by the way, this Marco Sana, he's an Ottawa gentleman. He's an artist. He did it by pencil. This picture of the Rat Pack is actually him that all hand drawn this by pen. So if you look at it closely, really detailed, gorgeous work. And I'm bringing that up because when I look at Sammy Davis with the boys here and their family, their unity, and when I look at that and I look at divisms, that picture right there said to the world at that time, there is no divisms. He is family. And with that family, with that conversation, with everything, and I look at solutions. And we have some division in different departments. I talked about that yesterday, like remove your red tapes and remove everything and interconnect. And I talked about the well-oiled machine that we already have in place. So here's a solution. Everything that's happening right now, you have kind of a divisms when you have one party group of people are going to get 75%. You got another group of people going to get 55%. You got another group of people that are getting full salaries. You got another group of people. That's divisms, right? And you can find solutions for all that. And some of the solutions, you get your essential service, right? We talked about the healthcare workers, your police officers, construction industry. There's people that have to go to work and have to work. Then you have your non-essentials. I had to shut down. We had to lay off a whole bunch of people because nobody was coming in. Your hair salons that are closing, they love to work. A lot of these places, these clinics and these locations that I oversee and manage, we had to close them because nobody was coming in. You had nothing coming in. Everybody was being laid off. It's not essential, right? So you have those individuals that want to work, that would love to work, that would love to open their doors, but they can't. Or even if they did, nobody comes in. So they end up laying off people. And then you have those that are sitting at home on full salary that would love to work, that would love to contribute, that would love to do something from home. And there's only so much work you can do. So, and that's your essential service, right? Your non-essential service, and those that have salaries and incomes and that would like to work. So the EI system, everybody that is non-essential and everybody that's affected financially and every company that's a part operation, anybody that could apply right now applies to the porthole of the EI system. And that EI system, with the process of the application, they will either define that you're going to get up to 75% or a minimum of $2,000. That's what you're going to get. So everybody goes through this process. Everybody applies. You don't have to create another system. You don't have to create any other layers. You don't have to do. You're going to do a lot of things. I can't tell you what to do because you're the ones doing it. But I'm telling you, you don't have to create any other systems that you already have in place. The EI system, make everybody go through that porthole. Up to 75%, minimum of $2,000. All those rules, whether they apply for they qualify for 55% or 75% of 2,000, they're all going to go through that porthole. Companies make them all go through that porthole. Everything they have to apply. Don't have 10 systems. Don't have 10 governments and 10 programs and 10 this. I know how it works and I know how you think. You don't need 10 different layers. Have it one porthole. Everybody goes through it. Everybody applies. All the questions are there, and then it's like a triage station, right? And people with good contingency plans, they have triage station. It's a triage, right? Everybody's going to go through there. Everybody splits up into the realms they got into, up to 75%, your minimum $2,000. And the ones that are sitting at home right now, that are full salaries, that kind of stuff, and they want to work, right? Make them. There's your administrators. You're adding to your. We have so many good qualified administrators. Some of the departments I worked with corrections and the training college, university, administrative labors, some of the very best administrators. I mean, ground zero. I mean, people that know what to do and how to do it. And you would take your red tapes out and you take all your layers out and you make them sign their documents that need to be signed. So for the protection of the information, you get them on board, start to administrate. They're going to administrate from home. Give them the security clearances to work from home on their government laptops and get them going. They could be the administrators. So I'll guarantee you, and I've heard this, that prior to all this happening, EI was already backed up, and there was tons of hours of overtime per employee, et cetera, just to keep up at that time. Now you're going to add millions of people to I take a pipe, and I put in another pipe, and another pipe, and another pipe. Eventually, nothing fits. Nothing fits, right? That's what's going to happen. And we have timelines, we have dates to meet, correct? So if you want to meet those timelines, no date, so that people can get compensation in their hand, take your EI system, take that system, turn that puppy on, get the administrators that we already have on payroll, put them into administrate so that the flow happens, expand your WAN your bandwidth, whatever you need to do that contingency plan, fix that EI system so that it can take the workload, scalability, production, the whole 9 yards. You already have the payroll, you already have the people paid, so get them helping out. They're going to help out. Canada's very good for that, right? Like I told you before, I've been through riots, I've been through the ice storm in '98. We were going to the house at the time. I was in corrections helping our CMP officers in Birds Rapids and those kind of things. So we were working together, the ice storm in '98 and the floods, how many people were helping people, right? People do that naturally. So get your system well oiled. It's already well oiled. Just get it started. Change the use of it. An SUV going down a highway, gorgeous leather seats, a whole 9 yard. Drives by is this beautiful antique furniture, and it says free rate on it. Somebody doesn't need it no more. And that full leather seat, you don't want to put nothing in it. You fold the seats back in the back. The leather doesn't get touched. You slide it in. You just took another vehicle that's already in place, that's already moving, it's styling already, fully gold standard, and you're using another purpose for it. And that's what you're doing. You're taking what you already have and just creating another purpose. You're diverting, just like your Mary Kay's or your Max. Sorry, I'm not gonna, I keep doing that because whatever. But a lot of these companies are advertising. They've changed their production lines. These companies have changed their production lines. They're producing sanitizer, etc., and that's what they're doing. So sorry, somebody's coming in. I just want to close off by saying, please bell, subscribe, anything, add anything to my thing. I appreciate it. Talk to you guys again. EFA5.